Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Today I'm going to be going over a mid-game bloodied build and pretty much just showing you what you can expect from it, how much damage you can output, and the potential that you can actually have with it. And as always, if you find anything helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here I am showing you a quick demonstration of what you can expect damage-wise and how quickly you can, pump out DPS. So I'm walking around here trying to find some super mutants, and as you can see, I'm just, shredding through them, not even a challenge at all. These are level 75 super mutants, nothing too crazy, and you're just shredding through each and every one of them. You always want to try and hit headshots as much as possible. If they don't, take too much damage through the head, like some mobs do. For example, like I said, I mentioned the death claw, that you have to shoot their stomach to do more damage. Go ahead and do that, but as you can see, you're just shredding through everything. You don't have to worry about, you can use a semi-automatic also. You don't have to use fully automatic like I am. I just do, just because it makes it a lot faster. Clearing mobs. And whenever it comes to actually doing, insane DPS, it's one of those things where you really don't have to worry about it anymore. And again, with that perk card, and with, the perk that I do have on my gun, how I almost always hit a shot in VATS, it just makes it where even if they're far away, I'll still hit a shot. It doesn't matter, if they're 100 yards away, I'm still going to be hitting a shot. Got that Nuka-Cola real quick. But anyways, like I said, it's a really insane build. So just, from you seeing this right here, this should get you hyped up of how much damage you can actually output. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and head into the build. Alright, so first up, we're going over the perk cards. On my strength, I had at 5. You can always get, a backpack mod if you want. You don't have to get strong back. You can put that, replace it with whatever. I just have that just for extra carry weight. Keep it simple. Bandolier, depending what ammo you're using, you want to get anything that basically reduces the weight of it. You can carry a lot more, so, I just like using bandolier a lot. And blocker, basically, if you're in stealth, if you get hit for whatever reason in the back, you get punched. Basically, you take 50% less damage. Perception, I have it at 12. I have Master Commando maxed out. I have Tank Killer maxed out. Basically, you ignore their armor, and you have a chance to stagger them. Mando, you can have that maxed out if you want. I don't. I just carry other things. Expert Commando, you want to have maxed out. It is a Bloodied Commando build, so, max out your commando cards. Concentrated Fire, I have that because I like targeting the head, and I like being able to target different parts of whatever mob I'm killing. Endurance, I have Life Giver, basically because it is a low health build. This gives me plus 30 to my maximum health. Radical, like I said, because my strength is low, the greater your rads, the greater your strength. So because it is a rad heavy build, this basically boosts your strength. So for charisma, I have it at 3. Inspirational, nothing too crazy. More XP, everybody knows that. But what I do recommend you do take is Tenderizer. So you're going to make your target receive 7% more damage for 7 seconds after you attack. So, like I said, more DPS. Intelligence, Nerd Rage will pretty much make or break this build. This is really good for a bloodied build. While below 20% health, you gain 40 damage resist, 20% damage, and 15% AP regen. You want to max that card out as soon as possible because you want to have your AP regen as high as possible because it is a VAT heavy build. You're always going to be in VATS, blowing through AP. So I just recommend getting that. Gunsmith, you don't have to get Gunsmith. You can always replace this with whatever you want. I just have that kind of as a placeholder until I find something better. Where I'll change it out. Action Girl. Depending what character you have Action Boy. Mine's just a girl, so I have Action Girl. This one's really important because, like I said, you want your AP regen to be as high as possible. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Regenerates 45% faster. Max that one out. Covert Operative, because I do play as a stealth build, your ranged attacks do an additional 50% sneak attack damage. And I have that maxed out. Basically more DPS. Sneak, you're 50% harder to detect while sneaking. I have that at 2. It's pretty important to the build, just for stealth. Escape Artist, again, every time you sneak, you lose enemies. Pretty self-explanatory. And Adrenaline, this is a really important one. You gain 6% damage for 30 seconds per kill, and the duration refreshes with every kill. So you get a max of 30% damage for 30 seconds per kill. That's an insane card if you think about it. If you're going through enemies fast, because you do pump out a lot of DPS with this build, that's pretty much always going to be active. Next is Dodgy. Because you do have a high AP, refresh rate, you're, not really worried about AP points. So this one, you avoid 20% of incoming damage at the cost of 30 AP points per hit. So, things don't really hit you too fast, but when they do, you're really not even going to notice your AP points going because you're, refreshing them so fast. That's pretty much just, free points at that point. Now, luck is where it gets really important. Because you are a VAT heavy build and a crit heavy build, you want to have better criticals. Basically, VATS criticals now do plus 100% damage. So I have that maxed out for some really good DPS. Serendipity, a lot of people run this. Anytime, especially if you're bloodied, anytime you're below 30% health, you gain a 45% chance to avoid damage. And that also works with fall damage. So that's just a really great card to have, especially if you're running bloodied. Class Freak. This build is pretty reliant on mutations. I wouldn't say reliant, but it definitely helps out, a ton. So if you have a lot of mutations like I do, I max this card out. The negative effects of your mutations are reduced by 75%. So that just makes it where, you're really not even going to feel the negative effects. Search genes, obviously everybody knows that. That's how you keep your mutations from going away. Pretty self-explanatory. Critical Savvy. So now, your crit hits now only consume 55% of your critical meter. So this pretty much never empties. You're hitting, crit after crit after crit, and you're just, shredding through mobs. Good with Salt, I use that just basically because my food, whenever I make my food for AP refresh, for crit, I just don't want it to spoil as fast, so that actually helps a lot. You can max that out, I just have it at 1. 30% is fine for me. Scrounger, that's just for my team, so I don't even worry about that. Legendary perks, I don't have everything, maxed out yet, but what I do recommend you do get first is Luck. Even though you can only carry, 15, and that's the cap, if you max it out, that adds plus 5 Luck, and that puts you above that 33 Luck threshold. And anytime you're above 33 Luck, I'll show you real quick. Oh, there we go. Anytime you're above 33 luck, you'll hit a crit shot almost every other shot. Almost every shot, actually. And so you're just going through crits, shredding through enemies insanely fast. And that's just, pretty much what makes the Bloody build amazing. So now we move on to the legendary perk cards. Like I said, I'm only 156 right now on this character. So I'm just pretty much going to show you what I have now. Like I said, what I recommend, you get luck, you max it out. For strength, because it is a lower strength build, you can get that. I definitely recommend maxing that out as well. For another one, I have Master Infiltrator. That pretty much makes it where I can unlock, terminals and whatever instantly. You don't have to go through anything. It makes it a lot easier. Next one, this one's a really, really good one for Bloodied. Especially if you level it up all the way. Your ranged sneak attack increases damage to target by 10% for 10 seconds. So if you remember back on the other perk cards that I have, how my damage is increased for a certain duration, that's just adding on to it, and it does stack. So if you think about it, you're doing even more sneak damage just by using this card, which is a really, really good card to have. And like I said, you want to have pretty much all your special cards leveled up, maxed out all the way. Except for, maybe agility. You don't really want to have that, I guess, all the way maxed out. But like I said, it's up to you. depending on what perk cards you want to have. Completely your choice. Alright, so your armor is really important. What armor do you want to get? So first off, if you can't get this armor that I have, what I recommend you do get is a full set of unyielding armor. Now, it doesn't have to be, anything crazy. It doesn't even have to match. You can literally get a piece of, a wooden unyielding leg and a metal unyielding chest. Like I said, you can mix and match as long as you have a full set of 5 unyielding armor pieces. If you have all those perfect, now you can work up to the better armor. Now, the armor that I do recommend that I wear right now is an unyielding Secret Service armor. You can only get that through gold bullion, either with Minerva whenever she's here, she sells it, or you can go and do the vault raid, and that's basically, where you can get the armor if you have enough gold bullion. But you have to, farm that up. It isn't cheap. So I do recommend getting all the pieces. The helmet you don't really need. It's more of a cosmetic item, so you can kind of skip that. But if you do look at it, I'll go here for example. With unyielding, you basically get, +3 to all special stats except endurance when your health is low. So if you, do see I do get +3, because it is a bloodied build, my health is low, I get the full +3. And, unyielding is the most important thing. That's what you want to have, because you do get that +3 to all special stats. But what you do want to look for, 2 and 3 star matters, but you want to get unyielding first off. That's the main mod you want to get. So whenever you do get a full set of Secret Service armor like I do, you have to keep crafting it over and over to pretty much get the rolls you want. It's cheaper to just craft it and script it for script whenever. So that's basically what I'm working on now, is getting the actual 2 and 3 star mods that are great. You won't always get an unyielding with great 2 and 3 star mods. Kind of like here, they're okay, like +25 fire resistance, but 5% chance to deal 12 crowd damage, like that's kind of lame. What you really want on here is like an AP region, maybe lightweight, whatever. But the most important thing, like I said, is unyielding. So Secret Service armor is really, really great. You have a great damage resistance, fire, all that, radiation. And the mods that I have on here, like I said, jetpack's kind of hard to get in the beginning, but I do recommend having a jetpack. And the butt rest mod, this is a really, really good mod to have on here. It just basically, heightens all your stats, damage resistance, radiation, all that. That's a really, really great mod to have. But, like I said, if you can't get Secret Service, don't worry about it. Just focus on the unyielding part. As long as you get 5 pieces of unyielding armor, you can start working towards Secret Service, but you just want to have, like I said, a complete set in the very beginning. So what mutations do you want to run? For mine, what I like to run, and what I feel is pretty crucial to the build, Adrenal Reaction is really, really good. It basically increases your weapon damage at low HP, and the only downside to that is your max HP is reduced by -12, but that's not really important. Like I said, what you want is that plus weapon damage at a lower HP. That makes your bloody build amazing. Bird bones, you don't have to have bird bones. I just like it because it reduces falling speed and increases your agility. So whenever you're jumping, you'll notice you don't take as much damage because you do have that reduced falling speed. Eagle Eyes is, critical to this build. Basically, your crit damage is at +50%. Your perception is +4. So, like I said, you really want Eagle Eyes for that crit damage. Egghead, I have that for +6 intelligence. It does take, -1, but, like I said, with that perk card, with it taking off 75% of the negative effects, you don't even feel that. That's basically just +6 to your intelligence. Herbivore is what I run. You can run carnivore, but I really recommend herbivore for this build because of the things you can have with like corn soup and what's the other one? Cranberry relish. You know, you get 2 times the benefits of that, and that basically helps your AP refresh and your crits. Herd mentality, basically, you know, free points if you think about it. Anytime you're in a group, you can literally be in a group by yourself, and you get +2 special. So now we have marsupial. Everybody runs it. It's kind of, you know, just a fun mutation to have. Increases your jump height and your carry weight +20. Like I said, your intelligence, you don't even feel it. These, you know, egghead right here pretty much zeroes that out. So just for jump height and carry weight. Scaly skin basically increases your damage resistance +50 and your energy resist +50. The only downside is it does take off your AP, but like I said, you have so much AP regen, you're not even worried about it. And last but not least, Speed Demon. This is just pretty much another fun mutation to have. Increase your reload speed, movement speed +20. That's, you know, pretty much just a fun mutation to have. So whenever you choose your weapon, there's a handful of weapons you can choose from, but one of the ones that I recommend that a lot of people use is, you know, the Fixer. Pretty much this gun is one of the better guns. Actually, you know, I feel like personally one of the best guns you can use for a Bloodied Commando build. You know, you can use other guns if you want, but I recommend this one. And why do I recommend it? Because here, your damage increases up to 95% as your health decreases. So currently right now I'm sitting at +87% damage increase. Anytime you get a bloodied mod, any bloodied in general, you're always going to have that. As your health decreases, you know, sitting at lower health, your damage does. So that's, you know, pretty much why it's called a bloodied build, because your damage is so much higher at low HP. So anytime you can get that, that's perfect. First off, you want to get the bloodied. That's going to be your first legendary. But now you want to have, you know, your 2 and 3 star where you want them. You want to have a really good 2 and 3 star legendary. The way you get that is basically by rolling mods, by, you know, redoing them, trying to get good rolls. So what I used to do is I made a lot of fixers and just would basically put 3-star rolls in all of them and just see if I could get lucky. And fortunately, I did get lucky on this one. So it isn't obviously, you know, the best one, but it's a really, really good fixer. So my 2-star, you get a +50% chance to hit targets in VATS. So that's, you know, basically means I hit a target almost always in VATS. And my 3-star, I have a -25% AP cost. So that means every shot is -25%. So like I said, whenever I'm shooting, I never worry about my AP at all. I have the refresh so high, it doesn't even get, you know, drop at all. Literally none. And then obviously +100% sneaking speed and +15% stealth and shadows. What you could get instead of like +50% chance to hit targets, for a 2-star you could get like, let's say like maybe an armor penetration, maybe like an explosive round damage. Really, that's really good, but what you do want to have is 25% AP cost. You know, your VATS optimized for 3-star is really, really, really good. VATS enhanced, like I said, more crits in VAT. Like I said, that's a really good too. What you're really looking for is a bloodied. So if you can get your hands on a bloodied, you don't even have to have a 2 or 3. You can obviously roll for a 2 or 3. I recommend it, but you can get your hands on a bloodied. That's where you want to start out. Alright, so now that you have your Bloodied Commando build all set up, you know what perk cards get, what mutations to get, which weapons to aim for, go have fun. Like I said, it's a really fun build. You'll do insane DPS, you'll shred through mobs, you'll take out Scorch Beast in one magazine, go crazy. And as always, if you liked the video, you know, learned anything whatsoever, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.